Hi, how are you? My name is Pete, and in this video I'm going to show you how to tame Brachiosaurus, one of the most popular mods for ARK Ascended. So first of all, there is a lot of things that you actually need to tame this one. As you can see, I have 3 different weapons, which I'm going to show you exactly how they perform in taming the Brachiosaurus. Also, I have my super spyglass mod installed just to show you the torpor of the Brachie, and you need a lot of narcotics. Now, Brachiosaurus loses its torpor extremely quickly, so it's always better to have too many narcotics than not enough. And his favorite food is exceptional kibble, so you can either use the exceptional kibble or anything above, which is extraordinary kibble. Technically, you can tame him by using the veggies or the berries. However, I definitely wouldn't recommend doing that unless you go for a really low level of Brachiosaurus. And lastly, to make it as easy as possible, I would definitely recommend you have Rhinognata because it makes the taming process much easier. And of course you need the Brachiosaurus. Now they usually spawn on the island around the green obelisk on the fields. I've seen them in a couple of other places, however this seems to be the most consistent place that you can find them in. So the taming process, it's not actually difficult to understand, however it is difficult to make it work. Firstly, you need to get the attention of the Brachiosaurus. And this is where Rhinognata is really good at it, because you just keep going back and forward and you basically want him to stand up on his back legs. Now sometimes it works straight away, sometimes it might take a while before Brachie actually will go on his back legs. Once he do that, all you want to do is you want to shoot his back legs and try to aim for it very well. Try not to hit anything else, because you might end up killing him. Now, as you can see, I have a really good ascended sniper rifle. So just from one standing session, I got pretty much half of his torpor. Now, most of the time when he goes back to his normal stance, he will roar. And you really don't want to be in range when he does that. I will show you later what will happen. So then you just keep kiting him again until he stands up again, and again you will shoot his legs. Just be very careful to not overdo it, because if you shoot him after he starts already the falling animation, that will cost you the taming effectiveness. That's why in most cases the one-shot guns are generally better, because you have more time to tell whether he's about to go down or not. Now, obviously, if you're using the modded spyglass, as I'm doing here, that makes this process much easier. Once he goes down, as you can see, his torpor goes extremely quickly down. So you want to be prepared with the narcotics. And in this case, even though I had almost 500 narcotics and the Brachie is only level 120, turns out that that was exactly what I needed. And if I had 50 less narcotics, he would wake up before I would tame him. And that's on standard single player settings, so keep that in mind. And as you can see on the standard single player settings, 1 feat equals 5.7% of taming, so it's gonna take a while. That's why I said trying to tame him with the berries, it's probably not a good idea unless you're going for the really low level of Brachie. And 500 narcotics and 20 kibble later, the Brachie is finally yours. But before you go, let me show you what can go wrong and how to deal with it. So first of all, let me show you how much torpor you can get by using the normal standard primitive sniper rifle. And as you can see here, one shot gives about 231 torpor. However, the problem with using the standard sniper rifle is eventually you have to reload. And by the time you reload, he pretty much will lose all that torpor that you just gave him. And if you look at my ascended rifle, as you can see, it almost gives him 1.5 thousand of torpor. So even though it will lose a little bit when you reload, you still gave him enough torpor that it doesn't really matter. Another thing why Rhinognata is so good is whenever you actually do get caught by the roar of Brachie, you're pretty much safe. You're not gonna run into anything that can potentially kill you. Not only that, but there is a little trick. If you're riding on the Rhinognata when you get caught by the roar, it will go away pretty quickly. However, if in the middle of that you dismount it, you still stay on Rhinognata, however she seems to go slower away. Therefore, you don't have to go back as much of a distance in order to keep taming the Brachii. Another reason why Rhinognatha is so good is the Brachii likes to get stuck on the trees for some reason, and the Rhinognatha can just simply get rid of the trees by flying through them, so you don't have to risk your life trying to get the Brachii unstuck. Now, if you don't have access to ascended sniper rifle, or you just have a primitive sniper rifle and you have a really good assault rifle, as you can see, it still works. The tricky part is, however, when you get to the very end of the torpor and you need to stop shooting in order not to lose the taming effectiveness. Therefore, I would rather suggest you use the shotgun. Now, I know shotgun is way more powerful and it's easier to kill the Brachii accidentally. However, it's much easier to control the amount of shots you make. So as you can see here, only 3 shots of ascended shotgun got the Brachii from half of its torpor all the way to the end. And before you will be able to shoot the 4th time, you should notice that he stops walking. Generally, whenever he stops walking, you stop shooting, because that means that he either got enough torpor or he's about to go down to his normal stance, and the shot you will take will actually damage him without giving him any torpor. So let me show you what it can do. So first of all, left click is the front stomp, and whenever you're in the harvesting mode, the front stomp will also harvest all the resources, including the stone and metal. Now the right click is the back stomp, and also if you're in the harvesting mode, it will also harvest the resources. The next thing is bipedal stance. Now, in order to use bipedal stance attack, first of all you need to make sure that your bipedal stance is charged. And you can tell that by that left icon at the very bottom. If that's fully charged, you will be able to do the bipedal stance attack. And you enter it by pressing the C key on the keyboard. Now, you can go back to normal stance by pressing C again without using bipedal stance attack, or alternatively, you can just use the attack by pressing the left mouse button. And as you can see, it's pretty devastating considering that it's completely unleveled Brachii. Now the next thing is the roar, which you activate by pressing the control key on the keyboard. And as it was with the bipedal stance, you need to make sure that the roar is charged first, and that's the second icon at the bottom of the screen. Now this roar basically scares away all the dinos, including the Giga. And lastly, you have 2 modes, the harvesting mode and the battle mode. Now in the harvesting mode, as the name suggests, you will harvest everything. However, in the battle mode, your attacks will not harvest anything and they will just cause damage. Now in the battle mode, you can also destroy trees and stones, however you won't get any resources. Now to change those modes, it used to be the R key on the keyboard, however right now it's the space button. And for some reason there is no buttons for it on consoles. Now I assume that with the new change it's supposed to be A button on Xbox or X on PlayStation. However, as of right now they don't work. If they will work, I will let you know down in the comments. But if you discovered any other way of changing the modes on the console, please let me know in the comment section. Now I hope you find this video useful. If you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.